start right into our live interview this morning here on the Local Vibe. Brian, we are so lucky to live in a beautiful state that has so many options to get outside, hike, and maybe even camp or event mountain biking. Even mountain biking, rather. That was the wrong word in there. Mountain biking, yeah, there's so many outdoor activities, never falls short, but it is important to keep safety in mind while you take your next adventure. So we are joined now by Dr. Henderson McGinnis, joining us live from Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
Yeah, he's an emergency medicine physician. He's also a wilderness medicine expert and an experienced outdoorsman, the big trifecta. Thank you, Dr. McGinnis, for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm actually not at the hospital right now, which is nice. I'm on vacation. So.
We can see that beautiful view behind
Thank you for taking the time today. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so we are first going to talk about what are some essential items folks need to remember to pack the next time they take a hiking or camping trip.
Yeah, it's great. There's a couple of things. I think the basic thing, most people talk about going outside to get away from their screen time or their phone, but it's actually a communication device is probably one of the most important things you can take on a trip, particularly if it's going to be in a remote area or a longer trip. And so your phone, the great thing, we use our phones all the time, and it works most of the places in our state, but we do have some places here where it's a little tough to get cell service. So something like a satellite communicator, or they make different versions that can help you text or locate someone or tell someone you need help in one of these environments where you may run into some trouble.
Yeah, it's really good advice. And, you know, we get into July, we get into August. We've talked about the heat and humidity a lot. What do people need to know to protect themselves when they're outdoors and exerting themselves like they do?
So a couple things, just like kind of goes back to the things to pack. It's more of a preparation. What are you going to be doing that day? What are the activities you're going to be engaging in? What are the likely things that you're going to encounter, whether it's animals or the environment? And think about how do you prepare for those things and be able to anticipate the things you need. So make sure you have extra water, make sure you have some shelter from the elements, make sure that you're ready to go with some food, and even maybe a small little first aid kit with some of the things you're going to take with you. The heat itself brings on some special considerations, because we've all like to be outside when it's nice and warm and not in the middle of January sometimes. So we like to be out in the heat and the sun and enjoy the time at the beach or the water. But we can get overheated pretty easily, or we can have a lot of other problems from heat illness, and that's a whole different story.
Right. Yeah. What about families out there who maybe want to make a family trip out of this, hiking, camping? They have little ones, or maybe even a grandparent along.
So it's really important to pay attention to the younger and the older patients. Well, people, not patients. Hopefully they don't become patients, but the older and younger participants, because they may not be able to tell you that they're feeling tired or that they're not drinking as much, and they may be not able to get their own food or get their own water or get themselves into a shelter or get out of the environment. So watching for things that would normally be concerning, such as someone having trouble talking, someone having trouble walking or seeing, being confused or passing out. Those are normally really concerning things that we would think of. They're even more concerning in the setting of being exposed to heat.
Dr. McGinnis, you mentioned a little while ago, in line with some of that stuff, that having a first aid kit to take with you could be really helpful. Can you talk about what the benefits might be of taking a wilderness first aid course before you actually ventured out in something like this?
So I think it's important for most people to know just basic first aid, like CPR and using an AED just in regular everyday life. But a wilderness first aid class goes a little bit beyond the basic first aid things and lets you talk about how do you control bleeding, how do you treat a life-threatening allergic reaction, how do you sort of mobilize someone or immobilize someone to make them a little more stable or able to walk out of an environment. It gives you some skills to manage some little basic things that could happen on a trip that could allow you to get under your own power instead of having to get search and rescue involved or dedicated rescue personnel to come out and get you. And it can sort of change the dynamic of a trip. Because of that, we've started offering some classes to the community, just giving people some of those basics through our community outreach programs that we're doing.
That's fantastic. Dr. McGinnis, any last minute tips before we let you go?
I think the big thing is just plan on your trip before you go to think about all the things that you're going to encounter and be ready to deal with some of those things, whether it's the environment or the life, the animal life you may run into, or the plant life you may run into, such as, getting poison ivy or stung by a bee, or, hopefully not, but, bit by a snake. There's a lot of the things that we see out here in our daily activities outside that can cause a problem for us. But if you're ready to deal with those things and you're, thinking about the more of the basic things like scrapes and cuts and strains, that's what you're going to deal with for most of your little day trips that you're going to be on.
Yeah, preparation is key. Dr. McGinnis, thank you for taking the time this morning to chat with us. We appreciate it. And folks at home, we will have all of those tips and our conversation posted online at triadcw.com.